In today's lesson, we're going to talk about one of my favorite drills, a drill that allows you to practice good habits on the outside, the middle distance, and the inside. I want you guys to stay tuned in future weeks for the other two distances, and today it's all about that middle distance. It's about being in the pocket. If you do this drill correctly, if you pay attention to the lesson, you're going to work on your lateral movement, you're going to work on your combination punching, you're going to have good muscle memory, good leg conditioning, and you're going to train those exits so that you can succeed when you fight. This piece of equipment is going to be the crossed ropes. So for our purposes, we usually just use 2 hand wraps and string them across our ring. They need to intersect perpendicular to each other in the middle. I like to tie them off on each of the ring ropes, and I like to loop it around the center so that it doesn't shift and move around when you're using it. This should give you 4 90-degree vertices for you to work with. At each of the 3 distances of boxing, there are 3 things that are not negotiable for your success in those ranges. In the middle distance, those 3 things are lateral movement, punching in combination, and layering in your defense. If I want to break this down farther, lateral movement means pairing my lanes and angles. Punching in combination is generally going to be your hooks and uppercuts, and this is how you're deceptive in the middle distance. And layering in your defense means that you're in range to get hit. You're never just depending on your feet or your head movement to keep you safe. You're bringing that guard along for the ride, and you're shifting that traffic around to keep you safe no matter what position you're in. The first feature of the cross ropes is that every 90 degrees you move, you have to change levels. If you're in the pocket in a fight, you're gonna have opponents swinging at your head, and you're gonna wanna change levels. Now, when somebody swings at you and you change levels, if you do it correctly, you're moving through that shot, and you're gonna end up elbow side. And when you end up elbow side, it's important to remember that you are the boss, okay? That means that you get to decide if you're going to attack from this new advantageous position, or if you're going to exit and get to a better macro position in the ring before proceeding your assault.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
For this particular set of drills on the cross ropes, we're not going to be exiting, we're going to be attacking. So you folks remember from our slip line video or our double rope video, 2 other videos that use this same equipment, when you change levels, there are 4 different ways that you can attack off of that level change. You can use your delay, where there's a full beat of defense into your offense. This is the safest. This is predominantly the one you're going to be using. This should be your default if you have not otherwise set and are ready to break a pattern, or if you have not seen a different opening. The next one is our Duran. Our Duran has me doing half of a roll and then attacking center line with that trailing hand, usually with a straight or an uppercut. Our third way to attack off of the roll is the Dempsey. I always imagine that the Dempsey, named for Jack Dempsey, famous heavyweight champion, makes a Nike swoosh shape where I circle around the shot coming to my head and then spike up with a hook, an overhand, or a shovel hook with my trailing hand. This one is categorized by your head and your fist being on either side of your opponent's arm. That's what makes it a Dempsey. And our final way to counter off of a level change is the drag shot. When you're rolling, you have force coming through the top of the circle that your head makes, but you also have force coming through the bottom. Drag shot, or carrying the hook, is where you bring that trailing hand along for the ride. If they throw a right hook high, as you roll that right hook, you throw your right hook low. An easy pitfall for you to avoid here is treating the ropes like you can't touch them, treating them like they're razor wire or an electric fence. Be physical. This is boxing. It's a contact sport. Don't be afraid to shrug right up against those ropes. Feel them on your guard. Feel them on your shoulder. Heck, feel them on your face. I don't care. This is an especially important hurdle for you to get over as we proceed with future videos. We're going to be talking about how to interact with these ropes on the outside, where you're going to come into contact to them, and on the inside, where you're literally going to be using the rope to practice your overhooks and underhooks. Make peace with that now. Throw yourself on the cross ropes for 3 minutes. Do entire rounds on them. Imagine you're circling an opponent. I always like the term stalking. You're stalking. You're not just frantically throwing 1,000 punches. You're looking. you're hunting, you're positioning yourself, you're moving laterally, you're changing levels, you're layering your defense, you're punching in combination. Your success is going to fall on your ability to discipline yourself and manage all of these things that you need to pay attention to when you're training. If you train the right way, it sets the muscle memory, it sets the sequence and the choreography of how you should attack when you spar and fight. We have all these different tools that make us change levels. They make us change levels on rhythm if we're using our headhunter bag. They make us change levels as we move forward if we're using our slip rope. And now with our cross rope, we change levels as we move laterally in the middle distance. If you learn the lessons you're supposed to learn from this, if you make this deeply ingrained into your bones, you set the right choreography and the right habits, you're gonna have success when you fight.